Hello, 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 and welcome to the Heart, Mind, and Voice Show. Hello, ladies. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, y'all.
Hello, HMV fam. We're so happy to be here once again. Another Saturday night where y'all could be out clubbing. And I know a lot of y'all are. Be sure to tune in when you come home. Or sometime tomorrow. So happy to be here tonight. We have some exciting information to throw out there and to give you guys. And we have some great conversation tonight, if I tell you. So just gear up. Are you ladies ready tonight?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
we ready.
As always, I'm your girl, Coach Shalonda. We have your girl, Miss Serious K, with the new look tonight.
Hey.
Give her some shout outs. Give her some. She's looking good tonight. And we have the fabulous Miss Queen Anne looking just as hot as well. You ladies are looking beautiful tonight. I am really, this has been a very interesting week. How have you guys' week been? Has it been kind of crazy, busy?
It's been
Yeah.
good.
It's been really
I
good.
Yeah, it's been good. I took some yoga and meditation classes,
Mm.
and I actually had a class on dating clean. So
Wait,
it's
what is it called?
dating clean.
Dating clean. Tell
Mhm.
me more about that.
We get into a show. They hear about it on the show.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that HMV fam. Just hold on. We want to hear more about that dating clean. Miss Serious K, what have you done just as marvelous? Married
Well,
clean?
I haven't done it
Tell
yet.
me married clean.
I'm not, my life is not as exciting as Miss Queen A.
You
No,
know,
no. Listen, I gotta keep it exciting.
I know that's right. I just been, doing my thing, working, school, husband, that's about it. But overall, I had a great week.
oh,
Listen to me,
awesome.
men, and you're married. Men in general is just that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
that
We're gonna
makes it
take
that
another
makes
look at that too.
it. That'll say love the hair, serious K.
Oh,
Yes,
thank you, Lisa.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, she's looking fabulous, honey. Well, that's good. You ladies have had a very interesting week. I had a very interesting week as well. I've been on this healing journey, dealing with energy. So
Mm.
really balancing and centering my life and really allowing a lot of healing energy flow through mastering energy. And I feel like I have been a whale. I mean, like a just a should I say whale? Just
Mm.
I have really been releasing as if I've been grieving a morning. And my master healer, she told me that it would be caused a lot of practicing it each day. It will cause a lot of cleansing. So I guess that's just another form of cleansing, just constantly every day. I don't even know why. Just break down and just stuff just coming up. Now, granted, a lot of things. I don't know. Have you Well, I know Miss Queen A has been meditating, but Serious K, have you ever meditated, or do you meditate sometimes?
No, not that type of meditate. Nothing more than just, you're sitting there just kind of like, I sit there and I meditate on the word of God and just meditate on his goodness and meditate on, like when I have bad days and I think that, oh God, I'm not going to make it. I meditate on those things from the past and how he brought me out, like that type of meditation, but not just kind of like like
Allowing, yeah,
like the inner thing and
yeah.
releasing the energy. So I guess that's my way of meditating. No,
Mhm.
I haven't tried that. So it's interesting. So I'd
Now,
like to hear more about that. So what happened
yeah,
again?
glad to have share more with you guys. I'll see you then, boys. Anyway, I'm just joking.
I think everybody have different ways of releasing. So that's
Yeah.
a,
Yeah.
another topic we talk about. I had, I like, so Coach Yolanda, I just have to say, like, we were talking about this a little earlier. And I told her, like, she's, sometimes the difference between being sensitive and emotional. And Coach Yolanda, you're probably going to get mad at me for putting you out there like this. But she called, I had to tell this story because it's like when she's releasing and like other people got to feel it. She called me one day crying because her nail technician would not take her
Oh
because she was
Lord, yeah.
late.
Really?
And I'm like, why are you crying? She was like, but we had a relationship. I was going on for years. I'm like, but you were late though.
Girl, say
see,
that with the
see?
last face.
Go ahead. You know, you talk about it. Talk about it.
But I've been late for the Series K, and she was still take. She probably
Yeah,
fussed.
yeah.
But me and my nail tech, we had a relationship. Y'all, business relationship.
That still don't mean nothing.
She told me up. But we made up. I mean, it's like when I do form a relationship with anybody I do business with or friends with, it's almost like a marriage. It's just a different form. It's a
But
different.
wait, yo, she called. I thought something. I'm like, what happened? And she was like in tears, like, and I'm like, what? What? I think something really bad happened. She was like, my technician. I'm like, no, I can't believe she done this to me. What did she
And you know what? And that's probably why I bet I'm sure that quite a few women have cried because I wouldn't take them, or really probably just cuss me out. The ones that didn't cry, I'm sure they cussed me out behind my back, and I'm sure a couple of them stopped coming because of that. You know how
do?
like you wonder, you be like, what happened to such and such? Then you think about it, you go, you know what? I remember she was like 30 minutes late, and I told her, I'm so sorry, you have to reschedule, and I didn't see her no more. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we have to respect, you have to respect the business, you have to respect the time. 30 minutes, that's too much. I think I was like 10 minutes. Was I probably wasn't even 10 minutes.
She's
No, I'm
done
pretty sure
30
you was
minutes
later than
before.
that.
And now she's done 15, 20, but she's done 30 minutes before. And I think she was saved because I didn't have nobody else after her. But yeah,
Yeah. It's a hard lesson, but we have to do right.
But Coach Love, before we get into anything, can I just
Yeah.
tell everyone to please please
yes.
share, because this is going to be a good topic tonight, y'all. This is going to be like really interesting. So you want to get people in on this conversation.
But put the kids to bed first. Put the kids
Oh yeah,
to
Yes.
this is X rated. Is there something after X? This is
X. Oh,
rated.
X. Oh.
Yes, it is. We have Queen A in the building, so this is X
Listen, though, actually, you know what? Where my tape at? I'm going to bring my tape because
rated. Oh my God. But let's get into the show. Before we get started, you guys know this is Black History Month. So, of course, we are going to highlight some more Black excellence, honey. And I mean, tonight, this young lady here is Black excellence. I always give just a brief information of what they're accomplishing, what they're doing in this world, how they're making an impact, the legacy that she will leave. Oh my God. I have to say, she is a millennial. This young lady, she's a millennial. I love millennials. They are a hot mess, but love them because they are shakers,
Yes.
shakers, movers, and changers, honey. They are not settling. They are making an impact in this world, be it good or bad. Because everything they do, something you're like, oh Lord, they're going a little too far. But if I tell you this young lady here, I love to see things like this, especially this, because she's doing things that people dream of, that little kids today are dreaming of to do, someday dream of to do. Only think that that is only a dream. Think that, oh wow, that would be so cool. So to actually see, can you imagine how our parents feel? I mean, can you imagine how our parents feel about, the accomplishment, huge accomplishment that this young lady is accomplishing? This is Miss Jessica Watkins. Now, while pursuing her undergraduate and graduate studies, you guys, Watkins interned for NASA at the Ames Research Center and the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. NASA astronaut, a young lady, 33 years old. She's an astronaut. Jessica Watkins will be the first Black woman to complete a long term mission aboard the International Space Station for the forthcoming SpaceX Crew 4 launch. The space agency announced in a statement the launch is scheduled for April this year, April 2022, and will be Watkins' first voyage into space. Look here, while you go up there to space, Miss Watkins, set up a little city in town for the Black folks, because what they said is, because all the rest of them going up there, what's that genius name, Elon, and they setting up a camp because one day we just found those that can go. So please set
The
up some
moon.
space for us. But joined by NASA astronauts Lindgren, Robert Hines, and European Space Agency astronaut Samantha, I will not pronounce her last name, Walkers will complete a 6 month. She's going to be in space, y'all, for 6 months. She's going to complete a
Wow.
6 month science mission. Science, and I love science, in the ISS microgravity laboratory and serve as the team's mission specialist. A feat she hopes will set an example to children of color. Isn't that beautiful?
Yes,
Believe
I love
Yes.
it.
now,
Congratulations to
she is
her.
setting an example. That's great because there's a lot going on. You notice how a lot of explorative excursions has been up in, a lot of, especially rich folks can afford to go up in space. Like I think Elon, and then a few more of the other celebrities, didn't they take a trip up in space? So what's going on? What y'all looking for? It's like, what's going on up? We
Yeah.
understand they're
It's
doing the science.
something.
Right.
An astronaut is taking care of business, but what are the others? What are they
It
doing?
seems like it seems like they're really trying to create a life, a whole life up there. So
Mhm.
we're preparing for something.
Yeah.
The
So
world
Mhm.
is changing a lot.
yeah, allegedly that's what they've been studying, see if there's a different forms of life and seeing can life is here on earth can sustain up there. There's a lot going on. So I'm excited for her. I know she's definitely gonna that's an impact. That's a huge impact. And there's no telling what she's gonna discover. They're doing a science mission, a science study too. So there's no telling what she's gonna break and bring forth. So best wishes and all the favor in the world to her. So that is a moment of our Black excellence highlight. We need some music to
Yes.
this. Now, y'all, let's get into the show tonight. So, we're going to start off with our hot topic. And this is a hot topic, honey, tonight. Mr. Van Jones. We all know who Van Jones is. And his best friend, Noemi, decided to have a baby together because they both wanted to have a child at the same time. So they said, hey, why not? Let's just do it together. So, guess what they call it, y'all? Consciously co-parenting. So I'll give my intake on this as far as consciously co-parenting. First of all, I think that the idea, no. First of all, the idea of it all, absolutely not. There's a lot of, first of all, they're friends. So supposedly there's no relationship. Now, we don't know if there was sex involved, if he went to the sperm, if anything was, transfused per the doctor, or if it was naturally infused.
Nikki
infused
said that money done drove him crazy.
all the way. So, my take on this is that there's a lot of co-parenting that's going on in the world. I didn't even know, just looking up co-parenting itself, I didn't know that study has notated that there's different types of co-parenting.
Mhm.
I didn't even know that. So look it up. I don't know. It may have been psychology.com. It was one of the research. One is called super friendly co-parenting, where there's open respect for each other, ongoing communication, low conflict, and all interactions and demonstrations are motivated by the child's well-being. Which, okay, super friend co-parenting. I don't know where the super friend come from with that, but okay, I can understand, what you're saying, but I don't know why you call it super friend. That just doesn't make sense. Did y'all know there's a thing called business partners co-parenting?
They
Mm.
have all type of names in Creole.
Wow.
But when you think about this, you think about they try to make some sense of it. Now, as I get older, I understand the difference between smart and intelligence. I didn't when I was younger. I didn't understand. I'm thinking they're the same. There's a difference between smart and intelligence. Business partner co-parent. I promise you, this right here is straight celebrity style. Clear boundaries. Emotions remain strictly in check. Children lives are not intertwined. Minimum communication.
It's
When I say celebrities, put these babies all over the place. And then
like
you have
Nikki in this situation.
these
People
people,
make up stuff as they go.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Hmm.
and then there's a difference between smart and intelligence. Because remember, they break down these different co-parenting life, I mean styles. So they break it down smarts, but there's a difference between intelligence and smart. Clearly,
Hmm.
all day,
You know, people making up all type of stuff just to justify the way they live.
eggs,
Yeah.
100%. And the third one is called oil and water parents. Now, this is the just the
We
remaining.
already know.
Constant obstructions, verbal and physical altercation, unable to compromise, and holding on to pain, anger, hurt from the unsuccessful relationship.
Oh,
That's
that's the
what baby,
regular. Oh,
baby
that's
mama
the regular
love.
parent. Oh,
They came to that's the regular.
okay, okay. I get it.
Yeah, today's society, that's called normal, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely not when it comes to I don't even know why you even it's I need to look up his age. Producer, if you can look up Vanjie.
He's
I
53.
seriously
He's
He's like
53.
50 something. Yeah.
53, yeah. Mhm.
no what no
Yeah.
I beg to differ on that. No, he is not 50.
Reading the story, he first of all, he's from CNN and everything, so the money, yeah, really got him. He said during the pandemic, he realized that he wanted another child. And speaking to his friend, she also indicated that she wanted another child. But I'm wondering, like, did they really want another child? I mean, did she really want another child? But the fact that it's just him, and so that I'm kind of curious about that. And then on top of that, like I don't know how old she is, but he's 53. And I'm like, why would you want to start? I mean, well, I don't know. I'm 45. I thought about it, but so but 53 is like, wow, would you really want to go there? I mean, but I guess because it's called conscious because they were aware that it wasn't unconscious. You know how sometimes you just have sex, you just kind of like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
make a mistake. But it seemed like they were they both came into agreement. So they consciously, agreed together that they want to make this baby. I'm just curious to know, did they actually engage in sex or they went to, I'm sure they
Yeah.
probably engaged in it.
That's what we all want to know.
That's what I want to know.
Because you know why? Because I'm pretty sure, listen to the story, they would have mentioned that they went to us,
Oh,
like they,
yeah.
they did all the medical procedures in order to do it. But they didn't mention anything about medical procedures, which tell me, in my opinion, that they actually engaged in having sex.
That's really
Probably
sad.
did.
Seriously, what's your
Well,
thought?
yeah, well, he did say he wanted to leave matters private. So I guess he don't want y'all to ask no more questions. So it is what it is. You just gotta accept it. But you know what? As I was reading it, actually, Coach Shalonda, I was like, you know what? I wish I could have picked my baby daddies. You know,
Girl, yes.
that is cool. That's a cool thing to do because you know this person. You watch if she truly is his best friend. You've been friends for years. You watched them. You see they're responsible. You just didn't like meet them, and then you just lay down with them. You get a baby, and then you go, "Oh my God, I didn't know you was like this." Oh, so you ain't gonna pick up the baby, So she knows him. She watched him help raise his kids. I don't know if she has any, but I guess you know the person, and then you go, okay, this is who I'm gonna pick. So I'm gonna go to him or her and say, hey, you know what? Let's have a kid together. I think we can. So I think it's pretty cool. I really do.
Wow.
I like it.
You know, saying that, you're right, because I have to look at it. People live different lifestyles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
now.
for their mindset, for their lifestyle, yeah, it may work because
Yeah.
I can't look at it in the lifestyle that is a
Uh,
certain morals and values. Seriously, because
yeah.
no morals and values in that situation, none. Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you're recreating more morals and values because in creation, there were boundaries, there were morals set,
Yeah.
there were values set. And for you to come and say, oh, guess what? Now we created consciously co-parenting.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're right. So it definitely it will work for people with certain lifestyles. You're absolutely right. I
Yeah.
100.
And you know what? I oh, it just slipped my mind just that quick. I'm almost 50, so the capacity. But the only thing is, that's what I was gonna say. If they meet somebody that they're serious with and they're like, so what? Who? and you got to do what? You
Mm-hmm.
know, so I guess like when he or she meet somebody else and they get serious with them, they need to they need to let them know before the beginning, you know,
Yeah.
like, hey, do you know about this? I know you probably read it in the news, so you got to be able to accept this, and if you can't, you know, we can't be together. So that's probably when the problem gonna come in, when they meet somebody that they fall in love with.
Yeah. And especially like friends, a male and a female is a little bit more overprotectiveness. You know what I mean? Female to female, male to male is kind of a different relationship. But when it's a female to male, because I know I had
Mm-hmm.
male friends, and it's a little bit more overprotectiveness you know, when you have a male or opposite sex.
Yeah.
So if she was to get someone else, I wonder how he would feel, or the vice versa. If he, she or he would get somebody else, how would the other feel? Because now you're sharing a life together. You're
Yeah.
parenting, you're doing things together, you're spending time together. But it's interesting though. But I guess they consciously decided, okay, well, we're gonna have a baby together. We're not in a relationship, but we're just gonna decide to co-parent together. So not be in a relationship and just co-parent. Let me find somebody rich. I'm like, listen, can we
That's that Nick Cannon stuff.
And he got maybe he put the purpose
I
in
was like,
the co-parent.
and I asked, but you ever thought about maybe consciously co-parenting? How would you like to consciously co-parent?
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound right. But tell me though, if life was totally different for you two ladies, how would you feel about if you meet this guy, you really fall for him, and he tells you that he's consciously co-parenting? You know, if you're single, of course, Sirius K and Queen A, being single. If you meet him and you guys hit it off, and you meet Jason, and Jason say, I'm consciously co-parenting with Deborah, and I want you to meet her and meet my child. And he didn't tell you until y'all got really serious, because that's a whole different lifestyle that he has to invite you in, because now he's wanting to, marry you. And same for you, Queen A. So how would you guys react to that? Like, would you be like, okay,
Now,
cool, because
I
you're in
would
love with this guy now,
no.
and now
Now,
he's ready to introduce you to, his extended family.
I would be upset because you waited to tell me, not because of the situation, but because you waited so long to tell me. Because you know what, I can look at that as if you were married, previously married, and the woman had a child. The child was
Mhm.
little. You helped raise them, and then you tell me, hey, I married this lady. I helped raise this girl since she was a little, baby or whatever, and so I am her father. I'm still, parenting, co-parenting. I could actually accept that.
But that's like the exes, so that's a normal.
Yeah,
But this is
yeah,
his friend, and if I'm not mistaken, one of his close friends, his best friend,
yeah,
a
yeah,
very close friend. So you coming into the relationship knowing that that's his best friend or close friend,
yeah,
they're not gonna stop their friendship because
yeah.
you come into the
I,
picture.
I would. I'm saying if I could accept that, I think I can. I
You
look
can
at those
accept.
as equivalent, kind of. Even though
Oh,
they weren't, they're not married, but
right.
he still made that commitment. I guess it's the commitment part. So you not only you committed to this child too. You made a promise to this child as well. So, I mean, I think I would.
You wouldn't have any problems with
Yeah, I
her.
wouldn't have
You
a
wouldn't
problem
think
with it.
anything there.
Yeah.
So you, Queen A.
I would probably, I'll ask 1,000 questions, like, because I mean, I am a bit open minded, but I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm thinking that it wouldn't bother me, but then I'll be wondering, like, well, how did this all happen? Like, you're in your 50s. Like, I don't know how, I mean, if it was like someone like him, like 53, like,
Yeah.
what made you, like, I have a bunch of questions
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. And then it's like, that's going to be the deciding factor whether I want to continue on or not, because I'm like, well, what made you at 53 decided you wanted to come together with your friend and have a child? Like what was in your mind? What brought that on? So I would have a bunch of questions, like deeper questions, to help me decide whether I want to continue this, because it's like this is someone you share a special bond with. Like, not only were you friends for years, but now you have something together. Like, how do I fit into that? Like, do I
Yeah.
come before her? And so I have, who is this person that keep coming come with some crazy stuff? But but I would definitely have a lot of questions, because I don't want it to be where you're putting her before me. I mean, This
Yeah.
is, of course, you have a child. The child, comes first and so forth. But it just like I would just have a bunch of questions, and I'll be concerned that he's putting her before me. So,
Wow.
mhm.
Very interesting, I tell you. Because you think about
So, Shonda, what is your opinion?
you well, y'all know at the beginning how. Now, like I say, it definitely works for different lifestyles. So I understand the minds. I'm not in their mindset, so it's an automatic no for me because I'm not. I don't live that type of lifestyle.
Mhm.
So that's an automatically no. If I meet a guy and he decide to, him and his good close friend girl decide to, have a child together because they both wanted a kid and they were like, "Hey, why not? Let's get together and make this baby." I don't live that type of lifestyle,
Mhm.
so that's not my mind. Now, if I was in my, younger days, not really conscious and aware like I am now, maybe, possibly, but definitely,
And
you know,
what if it was what it was before you though? He did all this before you, not while y'all were together. Okay. Cause see, my
that's
thing is, I know people
absolutely,
make stupid decisions, so
yeah, they do.
we do
And
stupid stuff, you know.
they do a lot of stupid things, and that's why I would not, because I know that. No, I would not. Mm-mm. And I'm not gonna say, "Oh, the world is full of choices," and
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say that either. But I would not. Yeah, that's just not a choice that I would accept. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right,
uh, but I definitely would say that it definitely can work for people of that lifestyle. So
right.
100, 100%.
But I wonder if he plans to get remarried, or or maybe her. Like, what I wonder, what are their future plans?
See, that was my thought. I'm like, in their heads, they probably thinking I'm done with marriage, I'm done with relationship.
Yeah,
But then that's why I said I know people make stupid decisions based on their emotions. And then 10 years later, you meet somebody and you kind of hate you did that. But the mindset that you was in back then is what led you to make that decisions because you reacted on
yeah,
emotions rather
Yes,
right.
than logic.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
just can't see. This is Dickie Green said, "Why not get together as a couple?" Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Unless they decided they just don't want to be married, But I just can't, like, say for me, like, I'm single right now, and it's like I just can't see, like, okay, I'm 45. Okay, like, I think I want a child, and then I contact one of my male friends, like, we don't have to be together, but what did you say? What do you think about having a child together? Like, I just can't even see myself doing that. So it's
For Fred, that's the part. I know that's another show. When we talk about opposite sex friends, that's a show. That is definitely a topic to talk about.
oh yeah,
Opposite
Yeah.
sex friends, because I always say men and women cannot be friends if there's some attraction there. And for you
Hmm.
to come together and have a child together, you've taken away everything, the intimacy of it all. Just, and I know those one night, but those one night stands are intense. And people get pregnant one night stand. One of you guys want to be together. Now you do have, H out there that just don't care or whatever. But a lot of times H's, they try to be careful unless they're trying to, you know, have a monthly check coming in or something, or a Nick Cannon fan. You know what I'm saying? A future fan. Trying to get paid later. But just on a regular day, just speaking on a just a conscious level, you know, there's a lot to consider in that, because it's
right.
like men and women, for you to come together, there's some type of attraction there. Now y'all say y'all are friends, and so if he decides to get with another woman, she decided to get with a man. Well, I don't even know about her luck. Now he may have more luck because a lot of women, especially willing to do what she did. Just imagine the caliber of women. So he'll probably get a woman quicker than she can get a man in this type of situation. Now she'll get a
Right,
man, but
right,
you know what type of man. But in his situation, yeah, he could pick somebody. Money is involved, status. He has status. He has money. Come on now. So women look for that all day. But just in her situation, and she probably really, because usually women, we really value friendship, and
right. Yeah.
especially when it's from a man. I don't know if you guys have, like, well, I know, Serious K, you're married, your husband is your best friend, but Queen A, you have a male. friend, like good friend, where there's absolutely no attraction there,
Yes.
like right. And it's like there's no, yeah, we're gonna come together for there's no type of that type of
Mhm.
intimacy talks. None of
Yes.
that. It's boundaries, it's standards, it's
Yeah.
everything. So, across the
Like
board.
we had I have a male friend. He actually started off as my mentor, and we became really close friends. And in the beginning, when we first met, he said he had some attraction, but because of that, he was mentoring me. Like we never really hung out. Like our conversation was strictly on the phone, and we abstained from talking about sexual, unless he was telling me about his sexual capades, and I was telling him about mine and asking questions from a male perspective.
Right.
But other than that, like we don't engage in any type. And we hung out a few times, like to dinner or lunch. But we after dinner or lunch, we went our separate ways. We never ever crossed that line, and it was no type of attraction. But I do have friends where it is some type of attraction, but we keep it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we keep at bay. We don't cross that. Well,
Yeah.
I don't cross the line. I ain't gonna say, I tried to cross the line. I keep it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. But hey, more power to them. That's all I can say. It
Yeah.
definitely will work for people, that's okay with that type of lifestyle. So let's move on, y'all. Those are heavy topics.
look, look.
Y'all already know what we're gonna talk about HMV fam. Because who's excited? Who's excited? Serious K. The family already know what we're gonna talk about when
That
Queen
one
is
down there.
excited.
That one. Wait, where my finger? That one.
You know
That
what?
one down there.
Right there, y'all, right there. We should have called, the name of this show tonight is All Things Emotionalist. Just like the man, haven't come consciously co-parent.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to talk about relationship matters tonight. The emotional mask of having secrets in a relationship first. Secrets in a relationship, y'all. And we got some more stuff to uncover on this one right here, y'all. But let's start off with secrets in relationships. So we want to know, HMB fam, how do y'all feel about having secrets in a relationship? Do you think that is okay to keep a secret from your spouse or from your significant other? You think it's okay? Okay, so are y'all asking me? Y'all
Go
asking me?
ahead. Yeah, go, girl.
I think that you should share everything. So I'm gonna say that. You don't have to share everything. There are some things that you will share only with your girlfriend, and that's human. Like I don't see yet where something is wrong with that. And when it comes to secrets, it depends on the secret. Like if it's something that could hinder or hurt our relationship, then that's something that you really need to discuss, with maybe a counselor, with someone that you trust. It can be a good spiritual friend, or your best friend, someone that you trust. And that's something you need to let it out. You need to know if you should have that conversation, how you should have that conversation, because some secrets are better left or kept a secret. Better left unsaid. But if you feel that you need to share some secrets with your significant other, then if you don't know how, because a lot of people don't know how to share that information, because if it's a secret, it is some really, it's some intricate details of something that you're just not ready to just blurt it all out. So communication is everything. So even if you do decide to share, you need to know how to share it, when to share, the time and everything has to be right. So,
Right.
I think secrets are kept in a relationship. Is that a good thing? It really depends. Seriously, I'm gonna let you talk about that.
Hmm. Well, I think that, almost kind of like what you said now, there's some things that women understand women. We understand the things that we go through, emotion wise and relationships, things that we put up with men, because men do the same thing.
Yeah.
There's certain things that they talk about with their friends. There's certain things that, because women understand women.
Yeah.
So those things right there, yeah, you know, they're not per se secrets. It's just that we just don't care to discuss that with our man because he don't get it.
Right.
Right. He
So,
don't. He doesn't.
but as far as secrets, if it's something that's important that I think that your spouse should know about you, that maybe it's gonna come out, or maybe it's gonna, I don't know, like hinder you
Right.
guys from moving forward, and you make you okay. I need to tell you this. I need to tell you right now because this A B C or D is gonna happen, and I wanted you to find out from me first.
Mm-hmm.
But like you say, if it's something that everything just don't need to be said.
Mm.
Right.
If it's not important, it's not. But anyway, other
Yeah.
stuff like me and my husband, we share a lot of things, and they're not secrets per se. We both know we had a past. We dated other people. We ain't youngsters.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it's okay to share. It's
Yeah.
okay to share, but some things, you leave that to yourself, you and your girlfriends to
Never left
discuss.
unsaid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Miss Queen A.
So I would not. I mean, I want my husband and I to be able to share everything together. But honestly, what I probably would hide, um, because I mean, I probably would hide certain parts of my past. I mean, unless he's, I mean, not saying my past is, like crazy, crazy like that, but it's some things that you may not want your partner to know because you don't know how you feel about it. You don't, so you could have had, a few capades, or, or maybe whatever, like you just
Right.
could have done something, and it's your past. So you want to leave that in the past.
Right.
So things like that, I would probably say like maybe things of the past. I feel like it's the past. I don't want to bring that into my current situation. Um, a stash of money.
Really
Oh Lord.
shopping. Well,
I mean, I would.
you got a point. Shopping. But
Oh, like the shoes that's in the trunk of my car.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you right.
Honestly, these are some of the things like like, and I'm pretty sure the man, I'm pretty sure he got some stuff. And then I'm not saying I do this, but I have heard of other relationships where the person could have been hiding that they like. Okay, like we're gonna talk about this, but like for instance, one of my friends may masturbate a lot, and his partner doesn't want him to do that, so that's another thing where he's hiding that from this, from his partner. And so that's another thing that people hide. But also people may hide, they may be drinking and don't want their spouse to know that they're drinking, or they smoking cigarettes or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't do those things, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I've been hearing. But I don't want to hide stuff, but honestly, if I did, it'd be small stuff like, like shopping, or, maybe having a small bank account, or what, I don't know.
You know what? And some of that stuff, we have because of judgment. We
Yeah.
scared that they're gonna
Yeah.
judge us a certain way because
Yeah. Mhm.
they look at us a certain way, and we want them to keep that same,
Yeah.
a view of us.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so we feel like, okay, so if I'm vulnerable with him and I tell him everything, then he or she are gonna look at me different. But I think that, you should, that's why when you choose a spouse, you make sure it's somebody that you can be vulnerable with.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know what I mean? That you trust them with that, and they won't take it and use it against you, because I have done that before. You just got to be careful who you tell your secrets with. That's even with girlfriends.
Oh,
Because
absolutely.
sometimes people will use that against you, because I've done that. I've told somebody my testimony, which now my testimony is public. I tell any and everybody that want
Right.
to hear. But there was a time where I wasn't ready to speak about it publicly, because I couldn't speak about it without crying, and I was still hurting over it. And I told somebody my testimony, somebody that I thought that I loved, and he loved me back. But he tried to use it against me. So when we would get into an argument, this person would throw that, oh, but when he did it, or when he said, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I know that experience.
So
There's
you have to
you
be
know that.
careful. So
Yeah.
when you choosing a spouse, make sure it's somebody that you can be vulnerable with and transparent with.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I can't. I want to think, but I can't. My ex-husband, like, I try to hide stuff. Like, we talked about finances. Like, okay, we want to save a certain amount. We don't want to be doing this, and then it's like, okay, and I'm secretly shopping, and then it's like the next day he see me with something new. Like, you thinking that they don't pay attention to you, right?
Oh
And then
yeah.
it's like I have on a new shirt, like thinking he wouldn't, like, where the hell you going with that new shirt? First of all, where you get the new shirt from?
I'm guilty of it. I'm so guilty.
This shirt cost like much. What are you talking?
Oh my God. I think all women do that. That is so
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. We do.
I was like, you never saw this shirt I wore when we went out to dinner like last month.
Like, I've been had this.
Exactly. I don't know why you don't see my
Oh, good
stuff.
God. Look at me. I'm like, oh God.
And when you think they're not paying attention, they really are paying
They
attention.
really are. Yeah.
Okay, HMV fan, we're gonna take it up a notch. Whew,
Uh-oh.
get ready, hold on. Make sure kids are in bed. But oh God, Queen A, Queen A mentioned something just a few minutes ago in her view as far as keeping secret. She mentioned something about masturbating. So y'all, as we continue this relationship matters conversation, the question came up: how do you feel? This is mostly for the married couples, but also for the couples, for those that are in relationships as well, girlfriend, boyfriend.
Living together and stuff.
Right. So, how do you feel if your significant other, be it he or she, is lying next to you masturbating?
Well, you
The
know
big
what?
M.
It
The
doesn't
big
even.
M. The big M.
What about they don't have to start laying next to you? It'd be in the bathroom when you're not home, or
Well, how would you know that though if you're not home?
Am I frozen? Is
See,
my
that's
camera frozen?
no, you're not
Am I?
frozen.
Oh, okay. No, I was being funny that time.
Oh,
Wait, what? Wait, what?
I was like, am I
you
frozen?
said that's gross. Okay, I have a thing. I have a thing with it. I have to say about y'all women from the South. I'm from the North. Don't get on me. Don't curse me out, y'all. But I've noticed that
Okay,
the
big
women.
Ram, come on in.
Yeah, I listen. I need y'all to take it because I've noticed that women from the South is a little bit more reserved from women from the North. Like, y'all may view, like, not saying y'all don't masturbate, but y'all may view it as like, oh no. With women in the North, we like,
I'm just gonna say, it's not. It's even if we do, it's not all of us because we know some folks.
yeah,
Okay,
that's true. That
me
is
and Coach
true.
Shalonda know some folks,
But
but
they're very conservative. I noticed it just seems a little bit more conservative. Y'all, well, you're kind of undercover with it. I'm not gonna say y'all conservative. Y'all undercover. With the North, we kind of upfront and open about it.
I keep telling her, serious Kate, it's
yeah,
more.
No, it
yeah,
is. Y'all not open about
yeah,
it.
you crazy.
But look, HMV, look at their faces, right? They're like, yeah, it's somebody, right? But they not saying no, right?
But I'm gonna get my spill on it when it. It's real sad. Y'all pray for me, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. That's real bad. If I'm lying next to my spouse, or if they're in a bathroom or wherever, and they just tearing it up, and I have knowledge of it, they just, I'm like, well, thank you. I don't have to, you know,
And you feel great, right?
I know that's showing my age. I'm so too, but that's unfortunate. Y'all, I'm getting some help though. I'm
Did
this
you
is
say
like,
you saved me?
I'm like, ooh, good, because
Girl,
save me some energy.
But but then it goes to show like your sexual energy,
oh
right?
my
Like,
God.
so Series K, we bringing together these topics. Series K got on me, y'all. So I ain't even gonna say how she got on me, but she got on me. She schooled me on some stuff. First of all, when I said I was eating clean, like, first of all, I thought I was celibate. She said, no, honey, you are abstinent, like, because you still practicing other things. You may not be having intercourse, but you still practice other things. So, but it just shows like when you have like when you, I guess like when you're with your partner, and it's like if you both don't match that same sexual energy, like my sex drive, I have a high sex drive. So if for me, I don't want to be too graphic, but like for me now they like I am a Christian and everything. I try to follow the Christian ways. Not to say I don't, I'm more spiritual, but for me, I have a high sex drive, and it's like I'm not involved or whatever, but I'm dating clean when I go out. I'm not having sex because I'm not in a serious relationship or anything like that. But I do stuff. I pleasure myself, and people think it's wrong, especially if you're Christian. But it's like, and I was reading verses in the Bible about it. But it's like for me, I have done I have where I was, in a relationship and I may have wanted more and more and more. So, I know myself. Now, in my exes, did they all like it? No. One in particular, he loved. He was like, listen, he was tired. Like, do what you gotta do.
Oh, he was like, Coach,
Child,
go on.
do what you got to do.
Right. Handle your business.
All day. So,
I think this dies down after some time. Why you quiet now?
I just said,
You froze. Hello.
Am I frozen?
she like
It's trying to be funny. I realized earlier.
that's crazy. Well, this is all about healing the heart, renewing the mind, all through the power of truth, transparency. So, y'all, I'm telling you, this is some really good information.
Well, okay, like Queen A said, we had this conversation.
Yeah, we did.
And yeah, my spouse was laying there. I told y'all my feelings. I'd be mad because I'm like, listen, we could have been taking care of business, and you over there doing that.
We got a queen A number 2, fam. We got a queen A number 2
because I'm sexually attracted to my husband, so he already knows this. So why you being selfish? You wrong. I'm probably gonna knock him upside his head. Boy, what are you doing? I'm right here. I am right here. God done bless you with a wife. In-house.
Oh my God.
Whatever you want it. What's the deal?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna look at him like he crazy. Like, is something wrong with you? Do we need to go get some help because I'm here? Or like Queen A mentioned one time, am I not enough? Then I'm gonna think that I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm not enough. Am I not enough for you? I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel some kind of way. Like, you got to do this. So because the word tells you. When you married, you only separate for a time. That's when you're fasting, and you have to go and ask permission, all this kind of stuff. Or unless you're sick, so you have to have a spouse that's considerate. And understanding that, hey, I'm sick right now. I don't feel well. And it's not like it's going to be days or weeks or whatever. Then, okay, Queen A, again, that's when you have to master self-control. Self-control. I'm just feeling bad just for tonight. Can you wait until in the morning? Don't run in the bathroom. No. Master self-control. Say, okay, say a little prayer. God, help me control this. I can do this. Talk to yourself. Self-motivation, whatever you need.
Wait. So I was talking to one of our guest co-hosts, and we were talking about the topic, and he did say he kind of brought some scriptures in mind and talked about, when you're married, like, your body is no longer yours. But it belongs to your spouse. Mm-hmm. So if you're masturbating, you're pleasing yourself, and your body doesn't belong to you no more. It belongs to your spouse. But it's like, but this is true. Like, when you have a high sex drive, first of all, I'm not gonna break it down today, but very highly creative, spiritual people have very high. If you think about David, Solomon, they have very high sex drives, and so but it is a way to channel that. It is a way to channel. Like, for me, like, I've been taking a lot of meditation classes, and going to the gym now. I've been doing certain things to pour my energy, because if not, it's like I find, like, but anyway, I do find ways to channel that energy because it's like, of course, if I'm constantly wanting to please myself, then guess what? I'm going to eventually want to go out there and just be all over the place and, But to the point where I honestly wouldn't mind if my spouse was masturbating, but then I'll question, well, um, and maybe I wasn't home during the day. He did it, at the time that I wasn't home or whatever. But it's like, as long as you can do it during the day, as long as when I get home, you can still take care of me, we good. So, but I understand it, and I'm not going to knock it. But
So do y'all think that masturbation is healthy?
yep, absolutely.
I don't think it's
Seriously?
healthy for a relationship. I don't, you know what? I think in the long run that it has its drawbacks. I think that you may
It does
become
with men.
numb,
Mhm.
Queen
Yeah,
A. You may become numb. I mean, like
I don't become
that's just this is
numb.
my look. She's like, no, that ain't what I'm feeling right now. But I'm thinking that it may have its drawbacks because especially like you just said, okay, your man, you not at home, your man, he take care of himself, and then you come home and he can't get ready
Mhm.
because he's been doing this all day. And
Yeah,
now you upset because he can't
yeah,
take care of you,
right,
or he can get ready and y'all are into it and nothing happens.
right,
You know what
exactly.
I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think there are a lot of negative drawbacks to that, especially like, in a relationship. And I just wonder too, do you become numb
Yeah,
eventually after
I think
doing
it
that?
does
So
have some effects though. Like but what about after sex? If you fully not say, like not all people feel like they, but what about after sex? You're not fully
yeah,
complete.
satisfied.
I want to say yeah, you could be said, but like you're not fully complete, like or
Okay,
satisfied.
yeah,
But
gotcha.
it's like, do
Hmm.
you? Is it okay to please yourself? Like it's like you and your partner together, you're pleasing yourself, but you with
You
your
can't
partner.
wait 30 minutes, Queen Name. You can't wait.
I ain't saying me, y'all. I
Okay, well,
ain't
okay, well, okay.
you put some tape on my mouth.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I ain't gonna spoil all of me,
I,
okay?
I just know that you're highly, I'm just okay. So anyway, so I just think that person should just kind of wait it out. Give your partner a chance to get it together. You know what I mean? Just waiting about 30 minutes. That's nothing. That's not bad. You ain't about to go crazy and die because you can't get what you want.
53 said you have to be compatible and he pleases you first. Yeah.
That's right. That's
And
right.
so
A
I
real
asked
man gonna do that anyway.
yeah, absolutely.
They're
Now
not selfish.
I remember I was engaged to someone and he was, I think, about 12 or 14 years older. And we were not sexually compatible. Like because my sex drive. And I'm not saying I'm like my sex is like like crazy, but I do when I get married, I'm really gonna enjoy it, and so especially
Yeah.
because I've been abstaining for some time, but. So look, we got a lot of make look whoever you
Save some
out
for your
there.
husband. Think
We got
about
listen.
that. Save some. Save some for later. Like they say, save some for
Yeah,
later,
we're
girl.
gonna have to pick up
Listen,
this
I'm
masturbation.
practicing.
We're gonna
Practice
have
it.
to
I'm
pick up
joking.
this.
No. I'm joking. No, but honestly, to that point, like one thing I would say is that I am mastering myself. Like, like I'm master because it's like how I was in the past. So it's like I've mastered. So, I mastered not having sex. So now that part, like that's another level that I am working on the master. So,
Yeah,
so it's like I am learning self-mastery and self-discipline. It's
yeah.
some work, y'all, but I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll have to definitely pick up this masturbation conversation part two.
We
Because
need to do some research and
yeah,
see
we
how
need to do some really good research on this
healthy
masturbation
it
because
is.
we're not all on the same page when it comes to this we got some that's like, I don't think anything is wrong with it. We got the Southern girls are kind of numb and boring, according to New Yorker. And then
I
we
didn't use another word. I said conservative.
oh, that's the proper word.
Hiding.
Conservative.
Y'all ain't I'm saying exposing all my damn business out
And then, so we need to know, we need to really dig into this masturbation and see, just how healthy it is, just how good it is, just how right it is, just how wrong it is. So let's just really dig off into that. There's going to be a part two to masturbation because it's really very popular, especially probably even more so today. I mean, even more so. I do know for a fact, studied, I'll bring that research, that it definitely affects men for sure over time.
Yeah.
So, Serious K, when you talked about, I don't know about women, when you talk about drawbacks,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
definitely men, that constant,
Yeah, it
that
does.
constant, it will definitely does something to
Especially when
them.
the sperm count will be low. Well,
Exactly, over
Yeah.
time. So that's some good health difference. Thank you, Queen A. I love that.
I
And
would I would like to know about the mental health part, the mental health side of it. Like the mental side
y'all,
of
and
but
girl,
when you think
part
about
two.
too, when you're masturbating, like, like what are you, so that's another thing. What's in your mind, right? It's
Yeah.
like some people constantly watching porn. Like, like say if I did or whatever, like I have a very vivid I can create my own damn story in my head. And it's like,
Woo.
listen, I
Okay.
create
Wait.
pictures, y'all. I'm a writer. That's what we do. We create.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it's like that's another thing, a whole mental thing. Like,
Yeah.
when you're engaging in that aspect is like what what's going on in the mind? What are you watching?
it.
Because that's a whole other thing when you're engaging, how you engaging in it. So,
Yeah.
you can
Oh
be
my
in a
God, this could be a
relationship.
whole nother conversation
It
because then you
can.
have to really
Yeah.
is it are you doing it because this person is not fulfilling those desires, those
Yeah.
thoughts that you
It's,
have in your head, those visuals that you have? Is that why you're doing it? And
Yes.
if you're not doing it because of that, are you an addict
Yes.
or
Kim,
is there not
face.
something?
I saw
I
your
didn't
face, Kim.
I just said I didn't look at
So you're right.
anybody.
So
I
we,
didn't look
yeah,
at
we
anybody.
definitely got,
I'm
yeah,
just
we
saying,
definitely gonna have to do a part two on this mess
yeah.
because there's a lot of details there that,
I wish we could hear what the audience had to say. We should have had a poll up for the
yeah,
audience because
yeah,
I
we
would
will.
love
We'll
to
have a part
know.
two. We'll have a part two. But while we're talking about relationship matters, let's get into this before our time is up. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe,
Oh
y'all, to
yes.
our Heart Mind and Voice Show on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram as well. So as we continue to talk about relationship matters, is it the true nature of a relationship today? We're talking about today, not back then, because it's
Mm-hmm.
totally different back then than what it is today. You pop them in and out today. But is the true nature of a relationship today more of pure love or the pursuit of one's value?
Hmm.
So that's something to ponder on, HMV fam. Do you think people are falling in love today because of just pure, authentic love, because of who that person is and how they make each other feel and what they bring to the table, and have they found purpose in one another and to go out and do, you know, what it is meant for them to do here in this world? Or do you think that people are pursuing one another for who they are, their status quo,
Mm-hmm.
what they can bring to the table? What do y'all think is equal? Or do you think there is an imbalance there? I would definitely say more on the side of the pursuit of one's value. I would
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
today. Now, back then, a little different. Honestly, no, it ain't my opinion. It's the truth. We look at the statistics; it'll tell you it's the truth. As far as people married then for pure love, and then they held it down and they stayed with one another through thick and thin, whatever, despite of whatever it was, they were together. And so more so today, mm-mm. No, it's who are you, what you can
Hmm.
bring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, am I tired of you yet? Because you
Right.
ain't really bringing like I thought you were bringing. I'm out. So that's my take on it. I definitely would say that it's more on the pursuit of, you know, who that person is, what they can bring, their value, how valued they are to one another. Because and there are some situations. I'm not saying you got to get with a bum. Put
Right.
it,
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Because there have been stories about that as well. On both sides, the woman as well as the man. So yeah. So what are your thoughts on that, Queen A? I'll let you start.
Before we get started, I have to show this y'all to you, this y'all. So I've been going out with this Indian man, right? The completely different culture, right? So on for Valentine's, you would think, okay, maybe roses or whatever. I'm gonna show you my present that he gave me. I want to know what y'all think about this, about this present that he gave me. So he was like, I have a gift for you. I'm like, oh, okay. This is the gift, y'all. And this is a huge bottle of rum that
You want a nightcap?
We all know what that is. We all know what that means.
Uh-huh.
I laughed at it like, okay, you're serious. I mean, I took it though, like, but I'm like, I didn't open it. I'm not gonna open it, whatever. I don't really drink like that, but I'm like, we do go out and we have a drink and all of that. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what is he trying to imply? So I want to know. I wanted to know from the audience. What do you think if somebody was to give you, like, a man was to give you a bottle of liquor? So
Yeah,
a whole big old bottle of spice rum.
Wow.
Anyway, really quick. So I was reading this topic called ethical non-monogamy, and
mhm.
this I've learned. So I've learned about this from, because sometimes I do online dating and so forth, and I learned about this topic from this guy. He introduced me to the topic and said that he is ethically non-monogamy. He's dating, E&M. That's what he called it. So I'm like, well, what is that? But he talked about how. He in a relationship, he values his wife. His living girlfriend wasn't his wife. His living girlfriend, he values her, but he said that they're ethical about the relationship, but it's like they may not possibly please each other in certain ways. The financial part, they live together. The financial part is all good, but they may not please each other in certain ways. So they agree to remain together. They value certain things about one another. They're about their lifestyle. They want to live a certain type of lifestyle. But then when it comes to, like, dating other people, they get the consent of the other to date other people. So I mean, I didn't, of course, I'm not engaged in nothing like that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
just interesting when you think about what people value, in terms
Mm-hmm.
of, like, if I'm in a relationship, like, that's my man. Ain't nobody. Don't talk to nobody else. Don't go out with nobody else. Especially do not give my goods to somebody else. And so I look at, because I'm the type of person, like, I do love hard and I value my whoever I'm with, my significant other, and I want to show him that I value him, where he does not go out looking outside to be pleased in some
Mm-hmm.
type of way. So I'm like, look, whatever way I'm pleasing you, we gonna figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like, it just shows, it's like, what do we place our values on today? And
Right.
when you're looking for a relationship, consider, what do you value in that person? What do you value in a relationship, as an individual, and also what do you value in a relationship together? So
Yeah. What about you, seriously?
I think that today people are not. I said this before. People are not looking for love. Some people are looking for help.
Yeah.
And also, I believe that people only value what's important to them when they're in a relationship, whether it be sex, money, love, family. That's what's gonna be first priority above everything else in the relationship.
Yeah.
So, like I say, whether it be sex or whatever, they that's what they value in a relationship. That's what they're gonna be looking for when they out and they pursuing a mate, a spouse, or whatever.
mhm.
That's gonna be number one. Okay, does this person have money? What kind of sex? Is she gonna fulfill my sexual desires? Like you said, like the poly and all this kind of stuff. So when that person goes out looking for a partner, he or she is looking for a partner that's going to be involved in those type of relationships. So people, I think that people value what's important to them, and that's the priority in the relationship, and they looking for that person that kind of matches that.
Mhm.
So that's my take on that.
Yeah, you make a lot of sense there, and a lot of good points. A lot of good points there, where people value what is good for them and what
Hmm.
they can take versus what they can give
Yeah.
Yeah.
when marriage.
Or get.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And especially nowadays, it's like, and because nowadays, like that, that I'm dating, is like, what upsets me is, like, people are looking to, what can they get out of a situation, or out of a
Hmm.
person, rather than a transactional, like, it's give and take, give and receive, so
Yeah.
not give and take, give and receive. So it's like, and I'm learning, I'm just learning a lot about the world, people. I'm learning a lot about myself, but it's not about so much. It's like, because people don't even recognize like they come into it because that's what they've been accustomed to, or
Yeah.
that's what they value. So it's like, and I let people know, like, some people, my family get on me all the time with Coach Lana because they think that like I have high standards. It's just that, when you know what you offer and you know what you value, you're not about to give yourself up to someone who doesn't value what you have to
Mm-mm.
offer.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I want to tell y'all this real quick, and I think I told y'all before, but I remember before I got married and I was out in the date scene, this one guy, he would call me all the time and he would ask me little questions, strange questions, and sometimes I wouldn't answer the questions. And then so one day he just finally said, you know what? Because I guess he got tired of me not answering. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. How much money you make a year? Because I'm looking for somebody that can put something with something and we can just make
Wait,
something
what?
happen. I hung up the phone. So he
See,
was looking for somebody that could, he was honest. He said, I'm looking for somebody that could put, so people don't value love anymore.
yeah.
They're looking for what they looking for. And if you got it, then okay. Then if you don't, they moving on to the next.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
met this guy too. That's like, when you said that, it's okay, this guy I met online. And I love the honesty. And like, I appreciate and respect somebody. I may not agree, but I respect somebody so much more when they come correct and they
Yes.
say their truth. So this guy I met online and he said to me, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I'll take you out a few times just so we can establish a connection. But all I'm looking for is just sex. If
Oh,
you're not
See?
looking for that, he was like, then we can go our separate ways. I said, okay, I'm not looking for that. I said, I appreciate your honesty, but we can go our separate ways. But it's like, but I said to him, I really do appreciate that I said, I don't
Yeah.
like it, but I really respect you because you came with your truth. Like, even
Yeah.
though it's messed up to me, but he came with his truth. And he came
yeah.
with, I'm not trying to waste your time or my time. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm looking for. So I honestly
Yeah.
respected that. I mean, he keep trying to contact me, like, let it go, let it go. But it's like I really appreciate a person that can stand in their truth, even though I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this has been a great show, ladies. I hate we ran out of time, HMB fam. But we gonna look that part two of the big M. We're gonna talk about
We gotta
that.
have
We're
some
gonna
guests on there. Like
stay.
Nikki, she married. We gotta have some guests. But y'all gotta be real
We
open.
gonna, oh, yeah, we gonna have some special
Yeah.
guests
Somebody from the
on
north,
this
because
show.
it's three of y'all. I'm gonna get some
We're
from the north.
we gonna have to talk about this because, and we really got the show is gonna be about the majority of the show, most of the show about this. Let's break down some myths because there are some myths about masturbation, the big M, and there's some truth to it, and there's some not so good truth those myths. So we're gonna talk about that, y'all, and we'll let you know when that's coming up. But it has been great. We love you, HMB fam. You guys really come through. We love you, Nikki. You're always coming
Yes.
through. We love you, HMB fam. Everybody that tuned in tonight, that will tune in, be sure to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. Like and share on Facebook, and just love our page on Instagram. We are and be sure to listen in on the podcast. Our podcast is our link up.
I don't think so, but we'll have it up again soon.
But we'll have it up. Just check out our page. We'll have it up. I'll
And
link out.
our podcast is on Spotify, is on Amazon,
And
Google,
Apple.
Apple.
yes, and Apple. So
We're doing some moving and shaking on Apple, y'all. So tune in on Apple and listen to us. Listen to us for the podcast. A new show every single week. We love y'all. Be safe. We are out. We'll see you next week.
Good night.